Hi, I'm Reid, editor of the EdisonReport, and we are in Chicago, and I am joined by Ellis Yan, President and CEO of TCP. Welcome, Ellis.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining me. Now, Ellis, I was in Cleveland not too long ago, and I stopped by TCP. You weren't there.
I spend lots of time on the road because I love to see the customers. I love to talk to people about lighting products, especially LED lighting products. So you don't see me in the office that often.
Well, I understand you were in Cleveland making sales calls, I guess, just last week.
That's correct. That's correct. We travel half of the Ohio in one day, and we visited about six customers.
Okay, excellent. So tell us a little bit about TCP and what's been happening the last few years.
Okay, last few years, TCP had some ups and downs, right. And obviously I was basically absent over there from TCP, and now I'm back. Okay. Since March 1st.
Okay.
Which,
congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
And you are president and CEO, and then you're the majority stockholder?
No, right now it's a private company. Okay. So myself and my family owns the 100% of TCP.
Okay,
today.
Excellent. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
So we're here at LIGHTFAIR, and I've already been by your booth, and it looks pretty good. It's not quite finished yet, but LIGHTFAIR doesn't start until tomorrow. So tell our audience a little bit about the products that you're showing.
We basically show 3 different directions of the products, okay? I always believe as a good lighting company, not just we're able to see the future, we also need to take care of the present. Okay. In other words, okay, and you may say some of the lighting products is a commodity products, but we also believe we can tremendously improve those commodity products. If we're able to aggressively compete and presenting those commodity products in the current market, that means give us a tremendous amount of foundation into the future.
Okay, and I agree, and from what I know about TCP, you do well in these commodity products. You do very well.
Yes.
But you're also doing pretty good with some of the high-end stuff.
Yes.
Glass bulbs, which I assume are high margin.
Sure, sure.
How do you do that? Because most people can't. They can only do one or the other.
Right. We are a little bit different right now, okay? I mean, even since 1993, the way I look at the company and look at the market, I always look at what the future products, what the future technology. If you want to compete in a commodity market, you always want to using technology to compete instead of making inexpensive products. Inexpensive products that come from technology side. Okay. It's not like people today which is make a product very, very inexpensive. No, to reduce that kind of cost, we're using technology to do so. At the meantime,
as you did with compact fluorescent.
That's correct.
And
exactly.
You dominated that.
Exactly.
And you had the lowest landed cost in the world.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Actually, we apply the same philosophy. It's a philosophy. Okay. So in order to do so, we aggressively looking and study the LED chip market. We look at what the future will be. We look at how the new LED technology able help us to produce very inexpensive products. Okay. That's one side. The other side, we also look at a different type of technology to look into the future, try to get a more healthy margin products. Let's say when we're talking about the next generation of a classic.
Okay. So would that be like QSOL?
QSOL is another dimension.
Okay. QSOL. About that
okay.
product.
QSOL. For me, this is very exciting about a QSOL because I believe since the Earth exists, since we see the sun is the natural, healthy light source. Right. Okay. However, when the humans start making the light source, okay, we kind of not able to match the power from the sun. That's why in the lighting industry, we have this terminology for random index. That means we look at how close the lights we produce to the sun. Right. So let's say we take sun is 100, okay? We want to match that. So normally we look at CI at 80, 85, 90. On the QSOL, today we have opportunity to produce the light source is 100. That means we truly match the sunlight.
Wow. Okay, now is this product in the market now?
No, this product will be available to the market in next 2 to 3 months.
But I'll see it at LIGHTFAIR in your booth.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now let's talk about that. How do you take that product to market? Is that more of a consumer product, or is it sold through the C&I channel, or through both?
To both, to both. The reason for that is, in my personal opinion, today people want to live a healthy life.
Right.
People eating healthy food.
Sure.
And we believe people love to have healthy light. The healthy light, we basically bring the lights from outside, the nature, we call naturally healthy light, into people's house.
Okay.
Okay, so I believe people will engage with that kind of concept. It becomes a part of a people's life. In the past, let's put it this way, 1,000 years ago, we're using candles because we didn't know we have a better light source. Right. And when Thomas Edison created light bulbs, okay, it was trying to catch this natural light. However, the efficiency was so low. So when the technology is moving forward, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to the sunlight.
Okay.
And on the commercial side, it comes out a different story because the sunlight really has a power able to differentiate the different colors. So that will give us a tremendous amount of advantage how we light up the commercial building, how we light up a retail store, how we light up you, for instance. If you become our model today, how we make sure your suits will look beautiful, your tie, the red will pop it out.
Well, I need all the help I can get, Ellis.
Absolutely.
So we want to do that. Now, speaking of channels, what channel is more important to you? The consumer channel or commercial industrial?
They're equally important to us.
Which one's higher volume?
The high volume is still at the residential side, the retail side. Okay, retail side, because again, I take it back. I think they're equally the volume we see. Okay. Again, residential side, retail side, it doesn't move the volume, but the actual commercial side moves the volumes too in a different fashion and different type of the products. We always say this, the commercial side is a much fussy about the feature, the function of the product.
Okay, I get that. So let's talk for a minute about the Inventor series of flat panel LEDs. How's that product doing for you?
That product actually is doing extremely well for us. Let me put it this way. I believe if you look at all the U.S. offices, high buildings, and you will find out almost 70–80% of the lights we used to call, or we still call troffers. Right. The troffer lights is a light up the office for so many years. The panel today is a good alternative of the troffer lights. Okay. That being said, the troffer, the panel has a tremendous amount of future in our lighting market. What we do is we really focus on the material we're using to make sure the light we're producing through the panels is a superior light.
Okay. It's a superior light, but do you make any money on the flat panel? Because these prices that I see have deteriorated, I think, more than any other lighting product I see. As maybe the tubes have gone down more. But can you make any money selling flat panels?
Yes. The reason for that is we need to educate the market. Because when you say the money is getting squeezed or getting tight, actually is what kind of material you're using. And we do identify today in the market there's some not so good materials being used. So it's an education process. We need to educate the designers. We need to educate the contractors. What is a good product? What is a good material? So it's our job to do so.
Okay. So speaking of material, let's speak for a minute, a little bit about the all-glass LED A19 bulb.
Sure.
Tell us about that product.
This is a wonderful product. Let me put it this way. When people mention about the filament, they look at a filament look. For us, we look at a little bit different. In our opinion, next 3 years, besides the PAR lamps or BR lamps as a directional lamps, besides that, we believe all other light bulbs will reverse back to the traditional look, which we can say is Thomas Edison's look.
Right.
Okay? And you look at all the A19 bulbs, if you look at all the G bulbs, G40, G25, G16, you look at all the decals, they all able to reverse back. There's a beautiful, beautiful original, what we call a classic.
Okay.
That's how we see the market is moving forward. So that's why we put a tremendous amount of effort, resources to make sure this full glass and the next generation of the classic become the light bulbs in the next couple of years. That's why we want to become, TCP wants to become the house of the next generation. So you can see in our booth, we make all different types of the next generation full glass bulbs.
These full glass bulbs are dim to warm?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, now let's shift tracks a little bit. The state of the industry, it's not healthy. Lots of layoffs, lots of public companies reporting lower numbers in their forecasts, their stocks are getting hit. What's your opinion of the state of the industry?
I think the state of the industry is experiencing the transformation right now. Okay, I think there's a couple things. Number one is I believe one thing is we see more and more applications right now able to switch to the LED lighting side. Okay, but that's good, right? But on the other hand, you will see the LED lighting source become less become inexpensive. Okay, if you put two those together, it's going to benefit end users, but not necessarily able to benefit the industry.
Okay, I would agree to that.
Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay,
it does.
now
The end user's going to win.
Right,
The costs
okay.
come down and the quality is going up.
right, okay, and application is going up and the cost is going down. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you look at it. Okay, the market, in my opinion, is getting bigger. However, okay, because the things we're just talking about, the cost is coming down. For industry, again, you know, we're all in this for business. Okay, so that reason the industry is going to get some kind of hit in terms of revenue, in terms of overall performance of the company. So for me, it's opportunity. Why it's opportunity? Okay, because let's face the reality, cost is cost. You're facing that, cost is cost. Right. So based on the cost you have today, you look at how we can open up the market and how we able to diversify our products, how we able to create or invent more LED lighting out there. So the QSO is a perfect example.
So in the consumer side of your business, how important is name brand? Is a big brand as important as it used to be in LED as it was in incandescent and compact fluorescent?
Oh, I think if you look at incandescent days, I think a brand name was very, very important. Let's say GE. Everybody recognizes GEs with the light bulbs.
Correct.
The incandescent light bulbs. When the compact fluorescent came along, and we find out, actually people identify that as a different type of the light source, type of light bulbs. It's not really associated with the brand name. We see a separation slowly. Today, I would say LED is more separate from the brand name right now, okay? Yes, brand name, I will say, still being recognized, but I think a consumer being educated, they're looking for a good performing LED bulbs today.
Regardless of brand.
That's correct.
Okay, I would agree with that. Okay, so if you have to look out 5 years from now, where will the industry be?
I think that 5 years from now, industry will be more diversified. Industry is going to get into more high quality LED light source. Industry will more getting involved with the smart lighting side. Okay, so all those things today is become available to us.
Be more players in 5 years or fewer players?
Will be a different type of the players.
Okay.
I think current players maybe has a very tough competition among themselves. You have to see who able to survive and who able to, moving forward. But you also will see the new companies coming in.
In 5 years, will there be more direct-to-consumer sales, do you think?
I don't know about that. Yes, obviously, if you look at online business and the people are more and more buying that, but that's just for the regular lighting products. If you're talking about specialty lighting products, I think it will be more difficult to do that, especially in the commercial side. Commercial side, you still need to, heavily engage with the designers, engage with people, how they do the projects in their nature.
You can't really do that online so well.
No.
So, okay, well, Ellis, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Reid.